You spoke about sort of the various different roles that a women's officer has to sort of encompass. What about sort of student parents? What are the candidates planning to sort of provide for student parents?
Okay, and if we come to Amina first on that one.
Frankly speaking, I don't know much about what is being done. So what I'm going to state may be something that has already been done. But I do believe that there should be provision of facilities for women wherein women have responsibilities, and that is not just a problem of the women, but it's also a social sort of a cause. And if we do not support families, if we do not support our own kids, then it's not a problem that we do not support women only. We are just not a very child-friendly sort of an environment. And I do feel there should be provisions of nursery. Just because women have to care for kids, just because women may have to care for elderly people, it should not make women in a position of compromise not to enjoy their rights and their liberties fully. So they should have enough time, and we should provide for that so they have enough time for themselves. Okay, I hope that answers it.
Thank you. Sarah next.
In terms of student parents, I want to ensure that societies and committees are more inclusive, improve the inclusivity of societies and committees with student parents. One of the things I found from my research is that the late release of timetables obviously affects student parents in terms of care and responsibility and organising that in their time. So I think that would benefit all students if we had an early release, and particularly student parents. In terms of consulting with them, I would like to build a support circle so I could consult with them what further the union can do to improve and guarantee their inclusion. And I want to guarantee the nursery's long-term sustainability in terms of the government's cuts that may hit the nursery, and also in terms of the quality of the nursery with the communication between student parents, the union and the nursery, and also improving the standards. The Ofsted report shows that it's good, but we could get it to outstanding. So yeah, that's it.
And Jo.
Okay, well, most of us in this room probably aren't parents. I'm probably one of the oldest people actually on this table, but still, student parents doesn't affect most of us, and that's probably the main issue, is that we don't think about it. Especially if you're a boy, probably, actually. So I think, as a women's officer, it would have to be at the forefront of my mind, not just for female student parents, but also for male student parents. We've got a nursery that's brilliant, and it had to be fought to be kept open a couple of years ago. So yes, in the cuts, we have to keep that in mind, that this is a resource that we actually need. Keeping it in mind, within the team, the SAB team, also within the union, it's probably going to be the most important thing, because if you don't do that, then all the things that we want to do, like have a support circle, or provide timetables, or do all the things that people who are parents need, won't happen. So having it in our minds, not necessarily all over the place, because it's not relevant to most students, is probably going to be the most important thing. I hope that answers.
Great, and we're going to look again to the floor for any more questions. Yeah, if you can send someone over to the far corner, and gentlemen, just over there.
Hello, cool. How would you approach tackling, especially politically, women's issues internationally? And obviously we want to give women confidence on campus here, but how do you create political relationships internationally with women, whether they be from Iraq, Afghanistan, Palestine, etc.?
And we'll come to Jo first on that one.
Thanks. What I tried to say yesterday but ended up running out of time and swearing about is we're not just a little union bubble, we do live in the whole world. We have a university that has so many international students who have such a wealth of knowledge. That needs to be recognised, and it needs to be recognised that where women come from in other parts of the world, they don't have the same rights that we do. Women's rights, while in this country we might feel that we have equality, globally that's not the case. We want to be a greener union. One of the most important reasons for me is why that's important is that women are globally more affected by climate change than men are, because more women are in poverty than men. How am I going to do this? We need to raise awareness within the student body more than ever about international, global issues, because we're in a globalised world. International Women's Week is coming up very soon. It's so important and it needs to be a big deal. I've worked across a couple of international societies, political societies, where women have been the focus over International Women's Week.
And that's great. And if we come to Amina next.
I do very strongly believe that, contrary to the popular belief that women are the ideal form of women should be a career-oriented, a very aggressive female who would want to go pursue her career is not very true. In fact, that it constitutes a minority of women population, in that there are women out there who do sacrifice their lives for their families, and we need to make sure that our system is extensive enough that it covers those women as well, and it's not exclusive to just what we approve of. Secondly, what I believe is the fact that when we do understand this thing, we must also respect the fact that we must respect the choices of women. That is, that we tell them, and this is going to be my policy, that I would make sure that all the choices are open to the women, and then whatever they decide,
I'm afraid that's time again, Amina, sorry.
that we respect that. Thank you.
And Sarah.
In terms of international students at our union, I want to make the union more safe and respectable environment, so no one feels that they're offended by any behaviour or any issue, and they know what services are available for them. That's one thing I would do for our international students here within the union. On a global sense, yes, I want to make concrete improvements to the union. We already do quite a lot of work in terms of for global issues. Like last year, we organised the Vagina Monologues, which raised a lot of money for women in Haiti. And I don't necessarily think it's always a gender issue either. I think global issues affect all genders as well. And I would work with every committee that wanted to, a particular environmental and ethical committee, international students committee, in order to see what they want and listen to what they want, and hopefully make concrete improvements to global issues.